Do you know the worst thing about interviews is that they're completely unpredictable. Like you never know what to expect. You can walk out of an interview feeling like, oh my gosh, I did a great job, but you don't get the job, and walk out of another interview and you feel like, man, I really messed up. I didn't answer the questions right, but you still get the job. Why? What happened? What many people don't realize is that a large part of the interview is decided almost immediately after you walk through the door. I'm talking about making the right first impression. Now, if you can get this right, the interviewers will give you the shadow of the doubt even when you mess up some more important details. Okay? So, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a memorable first impression at your next interview. Hi, my name is Emmanuel. I'm a communications coach and I'm a digital marketing consultant. And what I've done for the bulk of my career, past decade and a half, is I've had the privilege of working with so many different companies across the world, meaning I've been interviewed a lot in different formats. And I've also, over the past few years, had the privilege of interviewing people and recruiting staff for companies. And so, what I'm sharing with you, these are universal truths that work anywhere and everywhere, okay? Because when you come down to it, every interviewer that interviews you, no matter where you are, no matter the country, is a human being. I know that's a weird thing to do, but to say, but that's reality, right? So if you're from Africa like I am and you go to the US, the interviewers there, guess what? They're still human beings. And so the things that appeal to humans, the things that appeal to people are general, they're just everywhere, okay? And so what I need you to realize is that if you can make the right first impression, no matter who is in front of you, there's a much higher chance you get the job, okay? So how do you do that? Number one, you have to look the part. Yeah. Get your hair nicely done for the interview, do your makeup. Oh Lord, I'm gonna say it. Very demure. I know. But that's reality, okay? You need to look demure with your makeup, girls. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. It's not a runway. It's not a fashion show. It's not your wedding. Just light makeup that accentuates your features. Okay, nothing too heavy. Um, your hair nicely done. Now, this is the rule I use for dressing up for interviews, preparing for interviews. Dress um, like a step or two above the role you're applying for. What I mean by that is this: if you're applying to be a mid manager, look at how the senior managers in the company dress. Okay, so is there a particular tailor they favor, for example? Right? Do they like Savile Row? I mean, you can do your research, check them online and everything. You'll find these details. What type of tie do they wear? Do they like slim ties? Do they like fat ties? Do they like bow ties? What type of um, hairstyle do they use? Are all of the senior managers in the company clean shaven? Then I'm sorry, your beard might have to go, or at least trim it quite low, right? So it's the same thing for ladies. How do they dress? That's very important. Number two, smell nice. You have look. BO is a no-no. Nobody wants to be smelling your stinky body odor throughout the interview because they might tolerate it for 30 minutes, but well, actually, it probably won't last 30 minutes, maybe like 5 minutes. You're like, well, this interview went by really quickly. They must be very excited. They're very excited to see you leave because they're thinking of the place. They need to breathe. All right, please use deodorant. Some of you don't know what a shower looks like. Please shower before your interview. Please shower before your interview. Use deodorant, use cologne, use perfume. If you don't own perfume, on your way to the interview, go through a department store, okay? If you're in England, go through Boots and like, oh my goodness, this smells lovely. I'll buy it next time. You probably won't, but please spray some perfume. Smell nice, look the part, okay? Now, the third thing that completes your look, that makes you beautiful, is your smile. That was creepy, Abby. Yeah, stop doing creepy smiles. Now, many of us, when we go for an interview, our smiles are creepy because we really don't want to smile. We're nervous. And so, what I do is, I'm an introvert, by the way. So, nervous is right up my alley. But when I go for interviews, I'm not nervous. I'm pretty confident because there's the mental thing I do. It is that I picture myself being friends with the interviewer. I picture myself getting on well with the interviewer. So, I am excited to meet whoever is going to interview me. So when I meet you, I'm excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a wonderful conversation with this person. I'm gonna like this person, and I don't really think the person's gonna like me. I'm not thinking about that. Not that they won't, but that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking of me liking you, because naturally, when you like a person, they tend to like you. All right. Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, so you smile, you're happy to meet them and everything. So look nice, smell nice, smile. Now, the second thing people desire about themselves is this: to be confident. Everybody wants to be confident. Everybody wants to exude confidence. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing is your posture and your mannerisms. Okay. So looking down, looking away from people, that's not confident. Make eye contact. You make eye contact. You have proper posture. You're not slouched. You're not looking like somebody's about to beat you up in the schoolyard or something. Um, and then being confident is has to do with how you answer questions. Now, you cannot be confident in answering questions if you haven't done your research. I'm gonna pause for a minute, right? The first thing you need to do for any interview, obviously, is the basic one that most people do. You need to research the role. You need to, some people don't do this, by the way. You need to know exactly what they demand from that position. Now, if you don't know the role you're being interviewed for, you're not going to be confident. Okay, so look up the role you're being interviewed for. Prepare for the hardest questions they tend to ask for that type of role. So when you're prepared, you're more confident. So research the role. Number two, research the company. You need to know the company in and out. You need to understand the company's vision, their mission, their culture. You need to understand projects they're currently working on. You need to understand, learn about current challenges they have. That aspect is really important because when you can talk about the challenges they have and talk about the solutions you can bring based on your experience, woo, you're through the door. You are through the door. You get me? Yeah. So research the company. Number three, research your interviewers. So when you get the email inviting for the interview, it might have a name on it, or you can just go to the company's LinkedIn, look for their HR people, look at the different ones, look at the different people there. When you research the person, you feel like there's a level of familiarity. So when you talk to them, you have something in common, and that's going to make you feel more confident. You're going to feel like you've known them for a while, so you're a bit more relaxed. The third thing you need to do to make the third broad group of things that you need to do to make a good impression is to be charming. Now, one way to do this without being creepy is to pay them compliments. Like, oh, this is a lovely office. I love this building. So I noticed a statue downstairs or something, like, oh yeah, the artwork in this place is beautiful. Um, General compliments for the company. Oh, I love your branding. Oh, I saw this post you guys put recently on social media, and I did this and I did that. Very lovely, very wonderful. Oh yeah, your customers always have great things to say about you. That's fantastic. That's amazing. When you compliment the company, you make them feel like, okay, they're doing something great. But also compliment your interviewers in a non-creepy way. Oh my gosh, we had this issue in Nigeria a few years ago about the male interviewer a male prospect who was being interviewed by a woman, and he told her, "You smell nice," and that set her off. And the guy didn't know what he did wrong. Okay, so avoid creepy compliments. Now, a good compliment is when they ask you a question, you say, "Whoa," and remember their names. Please remember the names of your interviewers. Okay. So Samir asks you a question like, "Oh, Samir, that's a very nice question. That's a very good question." You've made Samira feel like, oh, she's so intelligent, she's so clever, right? When you do that. So that is a wonderful compliment to pay to people, and it's not offensive in any way. Okay, so you can, depending on who it is, if it's somebody of the same gender, you can compliment something about what they wear. That's fine. That's not off-putting. Now, something else you need to do. This isn't for the interview itself, but just um, when you approach the company, is be polite, be respectful of everybody. Okay? From the moment you approach the building, you need to decide that you're going to be polite to everybody you meet. So you smile, you hold the door open for ladies. If you see somebody carrying a heavy box and they're struggling, help them out. I know, you're not there for that. You don't work there yet, but they don't need to know that you don't work there yet. Now, what this does is, if for some reason you mess up during the interview, right, or you're neck and neck with other people, The interviewer is having a conversation with the receptionist after, like, oh my gosh, there was this particular person that came for the interview, very, very sweet gentleman, very nice lady. She helped me with this. And they are basically, you now have more people rooting for you. Okay? So even if the interviewer thought, this person was a bit weird, but like, well, actually, this person that I respect in the company likes you, so maybe I should give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay? So these are very simple things you need to do to make a positive first impression at your next interview. I pray it goes great. Please prepare, do your research, look nice, smell good, be respectful of everybody, and it's gonna go great for you. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, please share this with somebody you know that is also going for an interview. And of course, do subscribe to my channel wherever you're watching this from, okay?